Rick Santorum, senior political analyst and former Pennsylvania senator and former presidential candidate as well. Senator, always a pleasure and good to see you before the holidays.
Thank you, Sean.
Absolutely. So I know that you've been watching this story closely. You've seen the video. You've seen the reaction out of it. Now, apparently the FBI wants to interview some of them. Do you believe these lawmakers will comply with the FBI's request, and your thoughts collectively about it?
Yeah, my thoughts are that the whole video is based on a false premise. The premise is that somehow or another the president is going out there and ordering these troops to do illegal activities. And frankly, when asked about what illegal activities that they're referring to, they had a hodgepodge of things that President Trump never ordered. What they're basically is, this is all part of the Trump derangement syndrome, which is that Donald Trump is is a dictator, an authoritarian, and he's going to do horrible things. Yet what he's doing, everything he's done, and every order he's made to our troops has been well within the bounds of what the president is allowed to do. And so when you hear them answer the question, what has he done? They basically list a bunch of things that he might do. So again, it's a false premise. Number one. Number two, having members of Congress go out there and tell young men and women, primarily young men and women who are in our military, to not obey orders is a problem. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any consequences. To get to the second point, I think there'd be really any consequences to these folks. I mean, all they did was read the statute as to what the statute says about complying with not complying with illegal orders, and I don't think they did anything necessarily seditious or anything like that. This was a political stunt. But the object of the political stunt was our men and women in uniform, and encourage them to do something that could jeopardize their career, which I think is just crass and beneath the dignity of members of the Congress to do that.
Yeah, it puts them in an awkward position. Now you've got the individuals in the military trying to decide what is legal, what is not legal, if they should act in this moment operating the drone, or if they should not act in that moment when it's ultimately up to their superior. One of the Democratic senators the FBI is seeking to talk to, as you know, is Alyssa Slotkin. She's speaking out about this. She says the Trump administration's response shows why Democrats needed to call out the president. Watch.
To be honest, the president's reaction and the use of the FBI against us is exactly why we made the video. He believes in using the federal government against his perceived adversaries. This is a scare tactic by him. He is attempting to use the FBI to scare us out of continuing to talk and have conferences like this.
Okay, but can the argument be made that this political stunt, as you put it, is an attempt to subvert the chain of command amongst military ranks?
Well, that's the point I was making. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's no question that they put it out there to encourage young men and women to question orders from their superiors. And by the way, I mean, it's not inappropriate for you to question orders if you think they are illegal. That's sort of common thing. But this is sort of encourage them to push the envelope, which is really a problem. But back to her comment, I mean, it's really rich to see a Democrat out there saying, how dare the president use the FBI to weaponize the government against their political opponents? Oh, that's never done by Democrats. I mean, they set the standard for the weaponization of the FBI and the government generally, IRS, OSHA, you name it. Under Barack Obama and Joe Biden, the weaponization of the federal government against conservatives and political opponents was at the highest I've ever witnessed in American history. Having said that, final point is, Donald Trump, in my opinion, sort of overreacted to this. I think sending the FBI out on what is clearly a political stunt that they did to poke the president and get him to respond simply made their political stunt, which was going viral, but now it's a big news story, and so it really serves the purpose of amplifying what they were trying to say. And I'm not too sure there's really any criminal or legal consequences to what they did do.
No. All right, Senator Rick Santorum joining us on that. We do appreciate that. Always great to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Same to you, Sean. God bless.
All right.
Information, truth, is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.